you know what day it is. It is Throwback Thursday. On Thursdays, I post videos that I have done previous. I've been doing YouTube videos, I think it's for 4 or 5 years now. So I am going to be bringing back some of my favorites on Thursdays. So I hope you stick around and check it out. I'll be making a little sign today, but the first thing that I need to do is I don't want this on here, and it's one piece. So I bought this little mini it's called the Mighty Mini Table Saw from Harbor Freight, and I am going to use that to cut this off of here. Now, I haven't used this very much, so I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work, but I do know that I need to pull this guard off, because otherwise I won't be able to get close enough to the sign. So, and I warn you right now, this is going to be really loud, so I apologize for the noise, and I'm not quite sure how to get rid of that. So, let's just see what happens here. Alright, well, it's putting a pretty nice cut in there. It's not too bad. I'm going to keep going. It has a little resistance. It's not like a big table saw would be, but I mean, it is doing the job. So I'm going to go ahead and go off camera and save your ears and get the rest of this off of here. Alright, it is off of there. Came off pretty easy. I think I'm just going to have to take my little sanding block though and just kind of clean up the edges a little bit. But I think that worked pretty good. Okay, then the next thing that I'm going to do, I have the 2020 Farm Fresh calendar, and I am going to be using this little guy up here. So I'm actually just going to cut this guy out of here. I don't want to wreck any of the other ones, so I'm trying to be careful here. Okay, I have that all cut out, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my white Waverly chalk paint, and I am going to paint this whole box this color, including the inside. This is probably, I'm probably going to put 2 coats on the inside for sure, but I'm going to paint the entire thing. Okay, now that my box is all painted, I'm just going to take my little sponge here, sorry, not my sponge, my little sanding block, and I am just going to distress the edges a little bit and bring out that natural wood just along the edges of here and both sides of that. So okay, now that I have that sanded, I was just thinking, I actually have these beads, and I think that would look really cute on the top, but I don't want to just hot glue them on there. So I have my drill out here, and I am going to drill some holes in here so I can put the jute through the top here. I just want to make sure that it's going to be nice and secure. I guess if I would have known that I was going to do this, I probably would have drilled that before I painted it. But this was, like I said, this is a last minute addition here. So now that I have my holes drilled, I put 4, 5, 6, 7 beads on here that I got off of Amazon, and then just regular jute. You know, you can get that from Dollar Tree or wherever. And I am going to attempt to get this through the holes here. I think I might have to get a piece of tape to get that through. Alright, so I just wrapped a little piece of tape around here, and then I should be able to get it through my hole way easier. Alright, I'm going to get the other side through. Okay, I have them both strung through there, and then I am just going to stick some hot glue by these holes right here and pull my strings down so that it tightens these up. Okay, now I'm just going to attempt to tie a knot. Just kind of knot it and then kind of push it up in the hole here, and do that on both sides. And I think that should hold pretty good, and then I'm just going to snip the ends off. and they'll just hang in the box just like that, and that'll look just fine. All right, then I need to get my little sign in the middle of the box. So I have these 3 Jenga blocks, and I am just gonna stick some hot glue and glue these together. Don't worry about glue or any of that sticking out, because you are not going to see this. This is just gonna be behind our little mini sign here. So just glue 3 of these together. Okay, those are all glued together. Then I'm gonna take some of this, I guess ribbon or whatever you want to call it, burlap ribbon that I got from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to cut a chunk of it off here. All right, I am going to grab my finger here and I am going to hot glue this right onto my Jenga block. Like this. Try to center it the best that I can. Thinking maybe I should make it a little bit smaller, but let's see once. I don't know, I think that actually might be best. All right, then I'm gonna take a very little bit of hot glue and hot glue this onto here. I'm not gonna get real big drops, just a little bit, because this is just paper. And then this is going to go in the center of my box right here. So I'm hoping I can get that centered the first time when I try to put it in there. All right, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of a jute border around my little sign here. So I'm just using this glitter glue that I got off of Amazon. I use it for my card making. And it does take a little bit to dry, so I'm going to have to hold it on here. But all right, my little sign is almost done. Now I'm just going to do one thing. The sign says fresh flowers, so obviously I have to have some flowers, right? So I got these from Dollar Tree. I bought them last year. I bought a whole case of them. And I do know that they have them this year again too. So if you like these, I would just go ahead and buy a whole case of them. Let's see, so I'm gonna try to arrange these. Maybe I should cut the stems just a little bit too, or maybe just cut the stems off. Okay, I kind of have them figured out how I'm gonna put them on here, so I'm just gonna put these together first, hopefully without burning myself, and stick that together. Oof. So I'm just gonna get the initial glue on here to hold this down where I want it. And then I'm going to glue the flowers down on the side over here. Then I have to get all my glue strings off. So I'm just going to grab some of the leaves that were on the flowers here and stick some in here. All right, it is all finished. I don't know, I think it turned out pretty cute. I'll get some light on here so you can see it better. My lighting's horrible in here. All right, well that's it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you subscribe and hit the little bell to get notified when I upload. And thank you so much for watching. Take care, bye.